We are under attack. There are biolaboratories that are designing viruses and diseases across the United States of America right now. We have seen multiple times that biological agents are actually being produced at a state level inside of our country. I want you to watch this video closely, folks. The video that you are seeing right now, this is when the FBI and a decontamination unit raided an illegal biological laboratory in Las Vegas, Nevada, just in the last week. They had a locked garage. Inside of this garage, investigators found multiple refrigerators containing known and unknown liquids, labeling them as potential biological and hazardous materials. There were gallons of unidentified substances. There were blood-working materials like centrifuges, laboratory equipment. Over 1,000 samples were discovered. Over 1,000 different samples discovered. Now, you will quickly see this washed out of the mainstream cycle. What they'll do is the next time we have a pandemic or somebody lets off some sort of contagious disease, they'll say, look, we were on to them, but we couldn't catch them in time. So this video that you're seeing right here, the Las Vegas Biolab with over 1,000 samples collected, sent off to the FBI, sent off to the CDC. It's also connected to another illegal biological laboratory that was uncovered in Fresno County, California. The property owner was arrested back in 2023. So you're talking 3 years and they didn't know this guy had another lab. That was discovered in Reedley. Who did it? A Chinese national. Now he's in federal custody. He's probably squealing like a pig to the officials right now. That case prompted a investigation by Congress. It was found that they had received funding from Chinese banks. They were housing thousands of biological samples. Now, they say that these samples that they were housing were recombinants or some sort of combination of HIV, COVID, tuberculosis or TB, malaria, and Ebola. So imagine if they are working in these illegal biolabs to make it so that they create a disease that is so nefarious that it spreads and stays in your system like HIV, but doesn't need contact. It's as virulent as COVID. It has methods of tuberculosis, and it makes your eyes, nose, and internal organs bleed out and kill you like Ebola. So these are the types of things that concern me. According to federal reports, the Chinese Communist Party had a direct hand in this. Officials say they found blood. They found tissue. They found other bodily fluid samples at this illegal laboratory. They found thousands. We're not talking about just a little set, right? This was nobody's little playhouse doctor. They found thousands of vials containing unlabeled and labeled fluids, biological material, and dangerous pathogens. Now, the names on these vials were in both English and in Chinese, in Mandarin. So what do you think for a moment that this isn't going to be part of something bigger than we see? So this right behind me, you're seeing that the owner, Las Vegas, the owner was raided by FBI previously. His name is David He, also Yai B. Zhu, a Chinese national. He also has a partner linked into this illegal biolab. He's been on their radar for 3 years, and they're just now finding this. This is some spycraft, end-of-the-world type ordeals that are happening before our very eyes. Look at these guys fully suited up. They're bringing in, it was so bad that they're bringing in their own oxygen tanks. All right, they're not even going to trust the filtration that they have, next level filtration. They're bringing in their own air. Okay, so what do they got here? This should probably give you an idea of what you're going to need to set up if this type of thing ever happens to you and your family. This is a decontamination zone. The biggest thing that you should watch right here, what's in this blue vial? That's no special government-only containment or decontamination product. It's Dawn soap. You also don't see on screen, but I've seen pictures of bleach. So what they're doing is they're using a Dawn soap mixture to spray down all these materials. They use bleach and ultraviolet light from the sun. This is out in an open air environment. And what they're doing is decontaminating everybody who walks in and out. They're decontaminating every item that is touched. And they have multiple layers, like this guy over here on the right. These are watches. So they're going to watch to make sure nothing gets missed, because if you're in the middle of this, and imagine for a moment that something like this happens inside the USA today. If it's so bad that everybody who went to Walmart yesterday now is suddenly bleeding out of their eyes and nose, and they've got 24 hours to live or 48 hours to live or anything crazy like that, somebody is going to get fatigued, especially the people who are in the middle of it. And so you're going to have watchers like this, and you're going to need to set up somebody in your group or your house as a watcher, because they're going to have to watch for mission creep, and they're going to have to watch for other forms of fatigue that stop protocols from being followed to the fullest extent. So he's watching to make sure, kind of a managerial position, watching to make sure that everybody's doing their job right.
I believe the ranking member does not understand the definition of generalized inflation versus one-time price increases. I would also note that housing, especially for working Americans, a Wharton study has shown that the mass unfettered immigration, adding 10 to 20 million new people demanding housing.
Do you see anything peculiar about this video? Not just that Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, he's out here schooling Maxine Waters about housing and inflation. Step 2, he's also discussing that inflation really is here. It's not going away. Step 3, why are each of these people in the background, every one of them has 2 phones? One phone, 2 phone. One phone, 2 phone. Why are they all carrying possibly a secure line and a non-secure line? So as we're walking around with our spy devices, I want you to remember that the people in the know, they have a secure line and they have a publicly available line. Maybe take that into heart on how you'll run your operation.
Any doubt in your mind that interest rates are going to be lowered?
Not much.
Why? How can you say that?
I just think they're going to be lowered. I mean, they should.
Is your new Fed pick on board with that?
We're way high. Okay, we're way high in interest. We have now, with me and with all the money, I've always been good at money. And with all the money coming into our country, we're a rich country again. We have debt, but we also have growth. And the growth will soon make the debt look very small. Because it's the greatest way. You have 2 ways. You can cut, and we...
A couple of years back, I told you exactly what America was going to have to do. They'll either take over new land so that we do become a rich country, or we'll become the next Venezuela. And that was before Venezuela became part of America. And that is exactly what Donald Trump has fulfilled. They are going out and they are taking away land from other countries through contract or command, and they will become part of the United States of America through contract or command. This is going to happen with Greenland, Cuba, Venezuela, Canada, and Mexico. Either that or you'll see a bigger war pop off.
Opportunity. My name is Graham Linehan. I spent 30 years writing comedy for British television. It was a career I loved, but it ended when I began noticing that women were losing their livelihoods, their social circles, and even their freedom for defending rights won over 100 years ago by the suffragette movement. I looked into what these...
What this is police arresting a non-United Kingdom citizen from the United States for online speech. So you think you're free, right? You're not free outside of this country to say what you want. You're basically not free inside of this country anymore to say what you want. If they can label you a potential threat to national security, you have 0 rights, 0 freedom. And that's the direction that we're going. But here we have the discussion of Graham Linehan, an Irish comedian. he put onto Twitter some jokes that were critical of ideology while he was inside of the USA. When he stepped onto London territory at Heathrow Airport, he was arrested by multiple armed officers because they saw him as a threat to their national security under the tyranny acts that they are bringing to the forefront. So just watch out, folks. If now is not the time to go gray, I don't know what is. I'm going to keep doom scrolling so that you and your family don't have to. Please make sure that you are subscribed. Full Spectrum Survival only on YouTube, sometimes X.com. Share this video off of YouTube. Clip it up, send it over Twitter, Facebook, text, email. Let other people know that these are the things that are actually going on. From my family to yours, please stay safe. Check back tomorrow and keep watch.